So let's talk about the elephant in the room, Nacho.
Yeah.
How do you feel about how he went?
About how he went,
Let's talk about
could have.
Let's talk about how he went.
Uh, I think it could have been a lot. Let's just say in the cartel, you don't really get ceremonious deaths,
Mm-hmm.
and the same goes when you translate that to TV.
Mm-hmm.
Just kind of sucks the way he went out. And I don't mean sucks and like, oh, they could have done it so much better. It's like, no, it's just like the circumstance and like everything that led up to it is like, damn, you kind of wish things went better for him because he is a likable character.
The way he went out was probably best case for him too, because he went out on his own terms.
Oh yeah, definitely.
The original plan for him was to get shot by one of Gus's guys, to make him look like a hero. You know?
Wasn't it Mike that was gonna shoot him?
Mike had the sniper, but both of them didn't know
I'm
about
pretty.
Mike. Because remember how Mike is trying to be hidden from the cartel guys, like the other
Yeah, but
ones.
only the Salamancas and the other guys didn't know he was there. Gus could have easily just been like, "Oh, I had a guy, watching just in case."
Right, but I don't think that was the plan. It was to have one of the two guys next to him shoot him. Like, oh, have him run at this guy, and then that guy will shoot him.
Mm-hmm.
That's what that. I forget the names of them, but it was the one of the other guys.
Tyrus and
Not Gomez.
Victor.
Wrong Hispanic. My bad.
Isn't it Victor, the other guy?
Victor. Yeah.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
right.
Tyrus and Victor.
Yeah. So Victor was supposed to shoot him. Now that you said the name, Victor. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Victor was supposed to shoot him. But that's what he was supposed to do. Is he was supposed to like just break out of the tie twist,
Mm-hmm.
whatever, and then he was supposed to go towards Victor. I think he was supposed to kill Juan Bosa. I forget.
I think so. It seemed like he was supposed to,
Because
but
he
he
stabbed him, and then Gus was like, "Do it, do it, do it," and Mike was like,
Yeah.
"Come on, kid," and then he said, "No, fuck you guys," bang,
didn't.
he
Yeah,
shot himself.
shot himself. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that makes a lot more sense now. So yeah, Victor was
Mm-hmm.
supposed to be the one shooting because Mike was supposed to be low key. Gus did not want Mike to be there initially. Mike said he's gonna do it. He said, "I
Yeah.
want to Overwatch just in case." So yeah, it was Victor was supposed to shoot him. Anyway, it was a good fucking scene, and I really love Michael Mando's performance for that particular scene. I mean,
Oh yeah, bro. The line delivery.
he can channel rage.
When you think of
felt
me, you fuck.
Yeah.
Like,
So when you're sucking down on your jello, so on your wheelchair for the rest of your life, you think of me, you twisted fuck. But it's not just his
Yeah.
voice; it's his eyes. His
Yeah.
eyes.
Yeah.
Man, I swear. Como se dice? The actor for him, what's his fucking name? 1 second.
For Hector.
Hector. Yeah. What's his
Yeah.
fucking name?
It's crazy. I just looked him up the other day.
I forget. He recently
don't-
died. I should know this.
He did. Yeah. Don't remember his name.
Mark Margolis, yeah, he was in Scarface too. Anyway, Mark Margolis, I'm telling you, I bet he was a little afraid inside. He's like, "Hey, man, my bad."
Like, all right, chill, bro, chill.
Yeah, we get it. It's just a movie.
They say cut, and it's just like, you good, bro? He's like,
Yeah.
chill.
Well, he's got that inner rage in him. That's something. I'm really surprised Michael Mando hasn't gotten more roles. I feel like that's just because he's not going for them. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe he just isn't going after the roles. I'm not saying that in like a bad way. I'm saying he just chooses not to. Because if he did with those kinds of performances, man, he could do whatever he wants. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I also feel like, unfortunately, he'd be typecast.
Yeah, like as Voss.
Like after
and whatnot.
Voss and then Nacho and then his brief appearance in Spider-Man Homecoming.
Mhm.
He's a villain or like a bad guy technically in all three of them. Because Nacho, he's likable, but he ain't really a good guy.
He's not a good person. But you
Yeah.
see, that's the
He's
thing,
more
right?
he's more anti-hero, I would say.
Mhm.
But even then, he's still a villain with the shit he does.
Yeah.
Like simply just
Especially
the
at the
business
beginning.
he works in.
Mhm.
Oh yeah. He's not a good person.
He's not a
But-
good person, but you see that he regrets it later on. You know what I mean? It's
Oh,
he's
yeah.
starting to look
He
at it.
wants
He's like,
out.
well, it's too late now. He's a lost cause now. So he's human. He
Mhm.
regrets it, but he can't get out. And he's afraid that if he gets out, that his
Yeah.
father's gonna be killed. You know.
Mhm.
So
He
at
was
the
in
end of-
too deep.
Yeah, he was in too fucking deep, and the way that he went out is the best possible scenario. Someone was gonna die, and he chose himself over his father. So that's it, because his father wasn't gonna
Yeah.
go. If his father chose to run with him, then they would have gotten away scot free, no problem. But
Mhm.
his father didn't want to go, and hey, that's honorable enough because his father wanted his son to pay for his crimes.
I'm curious as to where Lalo's what his plan is right now.
Mm-hmm.
Because right now they're showing us scenes of him, and I think he's in Germany, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Well,
So
so what he did was that he attacked the one of the workers at the mines, and so he just interrogated him. So now he has information. We don't know what that information is yet, but he has that information. That girl that he went out with was Werner's wife, so he's gathering information, but now he's got all he needs. So now I don't know what he's going to do, but now it's time for execution. Time to deal with him. Like, oh boy.
what I like about what they've done with Lalo, I would say over the course of this final season, is that they're giving you bits and pieces of what he's up to, but you don't know where it's leading to or what his plan is. It's like we're seeing him from an outside perspective, because if it was from his perspective, we would kind of know everything that he knows, and that's not really the case right now. They're just giving you like little bits and pieces, and usually when they do that for Breaking Bad or Better Call Saul, it's going to culminate into something big.
Well, what they're doing is that they're instilling that kind of fear that Gustavo feels, that Saul feels. It's like they're fucking scared of this guy, even though Saul quote unquote knows that Lalo is dead. Kim knows, but Kim has never told Saul. So
not yet.
Yeah. But you see, that's just speculation. They don't know. No one knows.
Exactly.
But it's like Mike was like, dude, this guy, come on. Same with Gus. Gus just knew, So, like I said, I won't say what happens, whatever, but you understand that these next 2 episodes are really fucking bombastic. I mean, the whole show is. The whole fucking season is amazing. But I think 7 and 8 are a lot more bombastic. You understand? They're more action-packed. You'll see. It's so wonderfully crafted. Every single character there is not just a character. They're a human being. They have layers.
Yeah.
I mean, one of the things that I love about Lalo's character, which, by the way, we'll talk about the season 5 finale in a minute. One thing I love about the Lalo character is that he has depth. First of all, he's a big fan of showmanship. When he was talking to Mr. Eladio, whatever the fuck is it? Don Eladio. He would bring, instead of just giving him his money and giving him his money, instead he bought him a really fucking badass car, threw him the keys, and then had the money in the trunk. Magnum PI. Right? One thing for him is that he believes in showmanship. He understands that it's better for him to be more charismatic with the money than just giving him the shit regardless. It makes Don Eladio appreciate him more. So that's one. 2, and this is the biggest one for me, when he mentioned that he only gets 1 to 2 hours of sleep every night. You know what that tells me? Is that's the life of somebody who constantly has to look over their shoulders. He never feels safe. He never feels like he's at home. That can be associated with fear for your life, but it could also be associated with guilt. I'm a fucking monster. I do what I do, but I have to do it, quote unquote, right? So that's 2 things that it tells me. It's not just fear for your own life, but it's guilt, because that's people who can't sleep associated with either stress, fear, or guilt, and those kind of come hand in hand. So when he said 1 or 2, I'm like, shit, let me get what you're drinking,
Yeah. Go ahead. I'm curious. At any point, did you feel like you wanted Nacho to just kind of tell Lalo what was happening with Gus?
With Gus? Yeah, but the thing is that if he brought it up, fucking Mark Margolis, Hector, that would come out eventually as well, Yeah. So we can't say anything.
Yeah, I mean,
he's
obviously he did it. Yeah. But there were a couple moments where I'm just like, damn, like I wonder what Lalo would do.
But that would be fucking cool, right? But see, we're getting that now. He knows the truth now, so that's pretty cool. But the thing is, right? Go ahead.
I was gonna say it's also like, would he trust? Like, is him and Ignacio or Nacho at a point where would Lalo try to help him with his father in some way?
No.
If Nacho just told him.
No, I don't think so at all. I think he's a sociopathic fucking. He's a psycho. You know, understand the way that he treats people, the way that he talks to people. Remember how he went to that innocent family's fucking home, just completely innocent, and got a random fucking husband, and he just killed him and threw him in that area where the shootout happened. That shows how sociopathic Lalo is. He is empty and hollow inside, and Nacho sees that. If Nacho were to try to quote-unquote sympathize with Lalo, it wouldn't work. It just wouldn't. You know, so that's why he would never do something like that. It's just... But I see where you're coming from. If Lalo was more human, that could have been a plot point, but he's not. That's the thing. He's just not. 1 to 2 hours, he's a fucking alien, yeah? You know? Yeah. That's it. But let's talk about that fucking badass final episode of season 5. Holy shit, man! Motherfuckers sent in all the fucking troops. They sent in a hit squad to get Lalo, and man, he killed one of them with a fucking pan. All right, a fucking pan. You know. And then at the end, when he was going through that hole that was under the bathtub, and he came out on the other side of the wall. You know what I thought in that moment? When I thought of that moment, here's my perspective. Lalo, he gets up. He's going up the ladder. And then once he gets out, he looks right. Empty runway. He can run away. And he looks left. There's the action. There's the fight. Motherfucker thinks for a minute, checks his gun, then walks into the fight like, son of a bitch. Son of a bitch. You know? Violencia way. You know what I mean? Oh, my God. Yeah. When I saw that shit, I was like, okay, Lalo's the real fucking deal here, you know? He goes back in and he taps the guy. When he shot that guy in the bathroom, his face afterwards, that was murder, bro. Oh my God. Jesus. And then he fucking sprays and prays in the tunnel. Just really fucking cool, man. And once again, it just shows the aggression that Lalo has. He's not capable of sympathy or anything like that. He's a fucking monster, you know? And I feel like that talk between him and Nacho, where they were talking about the lack of sleep, was essential. It was so fucking well written and just put together. I mean, he got back up to fuck with the oil, right? To have the fire, great distraction. And then he came back in with the drinks. Just, it's so refreshing. You know what I mean? It really is. It's so fucking good.
It's just such smart writing and filmmaking.
Anything particular? Oh yes. How do you feel about Howard right now? What's going on? I mean, they're giving him the fucking little cocaine bag in the locker, you know, that kind of shit. Oh, my God. How do you feel about that?
Okay, so in a way, and it's just because of how the show is structured. Obviously, I'm rooting for Kim and for Saul or Jimmy, but it's like I feel bad for Howard.
Yep.
Because really, he's just minding his own business.
He's just a normal guy.
He's just the guy going about his day, and they're fucking with him. It's like they're literally destroying his reputation, and he hasn't even like really done anything
right
to Jimmy. Like Jimmy just takes everything fucking personally, and like you know, season 1 I hated Howard, but that was before we knew about all the Chuck stuff.
Yeah. That first of all, I'm sorry, I gotta cut you off. That twist with Chuck actually being the one behind all of Howard's action. You know that wasn't originally the plan, right? Originally, the plan was to have Howard be the bad guy and the Chuck kind of be like the guiding brother, and so his death would have been more tragic. But then throughout it, Vince Gilligan and them felt more confident with the writers, and they decided that if anybody's going to screw over Jimmy, put him on this path, it should be his blood. So it was just a better decision, and I'm 100% behind that. Chuck seemed like the guy, you know, like a big brother, real nice. He's stern, but he's fair. And then he turns out to be this narcissistic piece of shit. Like, yes! He's
not much different from Jimmy, you know?
It's crazy. Yeah, exactly. Except he's on the other side of the spectrum. That's it.
Yeah.
You know?
And it really leans into that fact, because the whole thing of Jimmy not caring about Chuck's death, like... just using it, you know, for his own gain, it works so much better when we realize how much of a piece of shit Chuck was. If Chuck was a likable character, and then Jimmy,
we wouldn't like Saul.
We would not like Saul at all. And
that's it.
at least in this way, it feels reasonable for the character, and it keeps Jimmy in somewhat of like a okay, we get it, you know, because we feel what he feels watching the show.
But now
I
that
fucking
he's
hate
bothering
it.
Howard.
When Chuck committed suicide, I fucking hated Chuck. I was like, thank God.
Immediately, right?
Fuck outta here.
Immediately. He didn't even admit. That's the thing. Jimmy figured it all out. Kim didn't tell him anybody.
Yeah.
It's just Jimmy figured it out, and he's like, "You're right, Jimmy." Oh fuck! Oh fuck!
Yeah.
Jesus Christ! That was some crazy shit, man.
So,
the show
yeah.
was so good. Go ahead.
I do feel bad for Howard. Just leave him be, man.
Right?
Like,
Well, the
is
reason why they're
Sandpiper
doing
money
this
really like that important?
Right. Yeah, that's exactly what we're going for here, is that there's two things here. One, it's their three things. Vicarious thrill from the prank and getting away with it. I mean, you see them fucking while they're doing this craziness, you know, they're really excited because they get a vicarious thrill from it, you know? That's why they get more intimate, more sexual with each other, because it's exciting, right? And then you also add on to that the Sandpiper money, which is an obvious motivation, but the third one is Jimmy needs somewhere to put his rage, his grief, you know, and Howard is a familiar foe. Even if Howard wasn't the actual enemy, he's still a familiar foe for him, so he thinks, let me pull all this negative energy into this, because one, I'm getting more money, two, Kim really likes it, and three, fuck Howard. You understand?
Yeah.
So, it's so, what I love about it as well, it's multi-layered. It's not just for the money. Continue.
Yeah, and it's crazy to see Kim essentially get corrupted by Jimmy.
Oh, tell me about it! Tell me about it!
It really feels, you know, it's like the Kim in season 1 would not be doing the shit she's doing right now at all. And, you know, I remember talking to my dad about it, and he's like, the shit women do for love. I'm like, yeah.
He got it. Yeah, that's exactly what it is, though, is that and the little flashbacks to Kim Wexler's mother are essential here, because it shows that instead of her backing away from that kind of behavior and disassociating from the person, she would double down so she would gain affection. You understand? She felt like she belonged when her mother was having her scam stores and shit. Yeah, have you seen that scene yet?
The scam stores
where she scammed the store, like children version of it.
It was with the security guard, right?
Right.
So she stole like the earrings and the necklace.
Exactly. So you get it. It's like she would only feel that kind of affection, not when she was being straight, because when she was trying to be straight and she was trying to be good, her mother was drunk and she was driving, she would yell at her, curse at her, then drive away. We don't need you anyway. But the only time she would ever get any kind of affection from her mother was when she was scamming, when she was doing things she wasn't supposed to do that hurt other people, you know? So she
was doing things Jimmy would do.
Exactly. So that level of doubling down came from her upbringing. It wasn't just something that came out of nowhere. So those little flashbacks are essential.
And not only that, it's like the cast. I hadn't heard of like most of the actors before they did Breaking Bad or Better Call Saul, but it's like, damn, everyone hits.
Yeah, Rhea Seehorn, fucking Kim Wexler, amazing.
I think in terms of performance, she might be my favorite.
Yeah, she might be the best. Seriously, it's ridiculous. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Michael Mando, I feel like he didn't have too many moments to shine. He definitely had moments to shine, like in the middle of combat and whatnot. Like those were really good moments for him, but he didn't have a lot of monologues. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I feel like he had less to do as the show kind of went on.
Right. But kind of just held.
You know, and there wasn't like a lot of, you know, like you said, there's not a lot of moments where he kind of gets to flex any acting muscles, because I feel like he's in a lot of samey kind of scenarios, because he's just a smaller character in a bigger story,
right?
And I think the story overshadowed him way more, and so Michael Mando, like, he did a fantastic fucking job, but he didn't have many opportunities to shine.
But what I really like and what I fucking love is that they gave him a chance to go out on a really strong note. And that's what that was. It was him pretty much just facing his oppressors, facing the guys who keep him down, and just letting it all out in front of him. I switched your fucking meds for sugar pills. Yeah, it's like, oh my God, Jesus. And then he had the capability to kill Juan Bolsa, but then he told himself, nah, fuck that. I'm gonna go my own way. You know? I love that shit, man. It's
his death reminded me a lot of Hanks in Breaking Bad.
Yeah, big time. Dead in the sand.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Jeez, man. But dude, it was just such a damn fine fucking time. What a fucking show. There are so many more moments that I'm not thinking of. You know, when como se dice, Saul called Stephen Ogg to come back because Mike wasn't available. You know, like that's cool. Fucking the moment where Saul called that guy to rob that little printer store, you know, it's like, oh wow, he doesn't do this shit for the money, man. He just does it for the thrill. He doesn't like being tamed, domesticated, held down. He was finding ways to do those little tricks, but in a quote unquote legal sense, and so he was able to do it. That's the only way he survived through all of that when he was a lawyer. But now that Chuck is dead, there's nobody alive that can check him anymore. You understand? Nobody that can restrain him, hold him, hold him back. Free. He's free, exactly. And with Kim Wexler as an enabler, that not only enables him, but talks him into shit he doesn't even want to do, Howard.
Yeah.
Come on! It's
crazy how he was hesitant about Howard at first.
Yeah, that's my thing, right?
He just kept going with it. And I was like, what the fuck?
Brother, my thing is this, is if you want to make Kim Wexler a really interesting character, have her have an arc, don't just have her follow Saul around. Have her encourage Saul to do something he doesn't want to do. Whoever made that decision, genius, deserves a raise. Kim Wexler has gone full sicko mode, right? Oh my god. Just...
Yeah.
Oh, bombshell. All right, you know what I'm saying? She's great. Lalo was right. Saul's punching up. You know what I mean? Jesus.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
And, knowing that Vince Gilligan, the creator of Breaking Bad, knowing that he left the writing team in the first half of season 3, I feel like after he leaves, so much more development happens with the characters. So I wonder what it was like for him when he came back for the final season of seeing where all the characters are at now. Because he missed a lot. Because he was doing El Camino, the movie. So he missed a lot of fucking, development until he came back. So I wonder what his reaction was like, damn, this shit is good.
Well, you know what? Yeah, because he felt confident with the writers. That's one of the reasons why the whole Chuck thing worked out, because he felt really confident. Wow, they really gave me a good crew here. And there's one more thing here that I want to add, is that pretty much he had the entire bucket of ingredients. You know what I mean? He had all of it there, all the setup, and then final season comes in and he came back. He was just able to tip the bucket over into the bowl. You know what I'm saying? It's just, okay, now I can put the period at the end of the sentence. You know what I mean? Oh, yeah.
If anything, I feel like they even just brought him in to be like, okay, let's have it fit into Breaking Bad a little more seamlessly. So it's let's get to Saul to where he needs to be, kind of. Towards the later in the series. But even then, I mean, he's a great writer. But I feel like that's kind of mostly why he's there for the last season. It's just we need to have it flow smoothly into
well, yeah, Bad. Absolutely, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that at all. He worked on the originals; it makes sense,
Yeah,
but
if anything, he would know where things should end up.
Just such a damn fine show, man. I can't say that enough. Of course, there's more to talk about, with Ignacio. Remember when Gus was like, "Hey, get on Lalo's good side." Okay, fucking the apartment was being raided, and Ignacio saw all that shit, and then his lackeys were behind him, and they told Lalo, "Hey, all the drugs were in there. Fuck, and we're gonna lose them, huh?" And then Ignacio was like, "No, we ain't." Fucking goes out. Oh man, that's one other thing I want to point out. First of all, Michael Mando built like a Greek god. You see him, bro, with shirtless? Jesus Christ, bro. I want that body. Fucking hell, right? So he's going in there, and he does a lot of physical shit in this series, and it's crazy to witness. He's over here jumping he's jumping buildings, breaking through AC vents. That's what he wants. It's awesome. It's so fucking good, man. What a show.
And the show does such a good job of when something intense is happening, and it looks like a character might die, but you're like, oh, this character's in Breaking Bad though. In the back of your mind,
they make you feel it, really
gonna happen. But they just do such a good job of stretching out that tension and keeping you in the moment that it doesn't take you out when you eventually realize oh, obviously.
What
They're
I
in fucking
like
Breaking
though,
Bad.
remember when Lalo went into Saul's home with Kim in
Yeah.
there? What I really, really love about the show is not only does it make you already feel a little bit of tension about the character that is in Breaking Bad, but they make you feel infinitely more tension for people who aren't in Breaking Bad. Holy shit. Yeah. I thought Kim was gonna die the first time I saw that scene, bro. It's like, oh, wait a minute. Like, she's not in Breaking Bad, and Lalo's, he's dangerous, so,
He could have easily, killed or hurt Kim to get Jimmy to help him out.
That's all, bro. That's all I was thinking is, bro, Kim's gonna get shot in this scene. There's no way. You know what I mean? Like, thankfully, that didn't happen, Kim fucking went in there like, hey, you know what I mean? Get the fuck off my boy, I thought Mike was going to shoot Lalo, too. That was another thing. It's like, you have a clear shot. Why aren't you shooting?
Yeah, and it's so crazy how it's like in that scene, it feels like literally anything can happen.
Yeah.
And then when you really like put it together, not much happens.
Yeah.
It's like you were feeling tense, and then when it all releases, you're like, damn, I was tense for no reason.
He just wanted to talk. That's all it was. Yeah. Well, because what really drummed up the fucking tension, and I love Lalo's fucking performance here. The dude was like, tell me again. What?
Yeah.
Tell me again. And then he says it again. Tell me again. He wants the truth. That's all he wants. He wants the truth. And then Kim comes in with a fucking Hail Mary. Like, you don't think kids shoot at fucking road signs and old cars all the fucking time? Idiot. Like, shit, you right. I didn't even think of that excuse. Yeah. I would have never in a million years thought of that excuse. Jesus Christ.
I actually kind of thought of that excuse. I'm like, well, anyone could have come across the car at some point.
Yeah, right? Shit.
But it's like, obviously Lalo is right and he knows what happened, but like even then it's like, okay, Kim does have a point.
Yeah, but, it's like, you're right. Yeah, no. It could have been that way. I'm sure that Lalo probably still thought he was right, but it's like, well, now that you mention it, yeah, of course, it's like, now that you mention it, it's like, I might be wrong.
The look he gave Jimmy when he was leaving was just, okay, you win this time.
Exactly. Bro, I love this show so much. Everyone brings their fucking A game here. Even fucking Hector Salamanca. You know what I mean? When he was having his little mini stroke, Salamanca money, Salamanca blood. It is my birthright. I paid for this. Like, oh man, that was awesome. I love it.
The actor that plays Lalo, he's in Hawkeye.
Yeah.
The Marvel show, and I feel like if I would have watched Breaking Bad before, I would have liked his character more in Hawkeye because his character is so different from Lalo. Well, they're kind of similar. So he's one of those characters where like he comes in and he's pretty sus from the beginning. So you're like, okay, he's obviously like a villain, but then he turns out to just be like, he's just kind of like a goofy, like side character. Like he's not really the bad guy. He's just a weird person. And so I feel like if I would have seen Better Call Saul before, his performance would have like definitely been more of a spotlight for me.
Oh well. Yeah.
Also, I just don't care for that show.
Yeah, that's the thing, right? I was gonna say, is like, well, you expect good writing? Look at Kingpin. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, don't give me this. Jeez.
And now, after watching Better Call Saul, it makes me like Hawkeye less. It's already my least favorite Marvel show, and I like it less because now I realize they wasted that fucking actor too.
Seriously, bro. Like when you see an actor achieve his peak in a show that like you never really see that actor do other things, like Bob Odenkirk. Holy shit, peak. Oh, great actor, but you don't see him in a lot of other things. It's like, so why? It's because these directors, this team knows how to use these actors. They know how to direct them. This team knows what they're doing. They can pull that performance out of you real easy. I mean, look how much. Kind of like, look how much depth they gave. Sorry, yeah, my bad. Look how much depth they gave Francesca.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You didn't need to.
They really didn't need to. She's just some one-note bitch who don't like her job. That's what they could have done. That's what they did in Breaking Bad. But here, they went with, actually, she was really nice and pleasant. She used to work at the DMV. But then over time, being exposed to all these fucking criminals and felons, you know what I mean? It's like all she did was she hated her job and she milked Saul for all of the money that it was worth because she knew that job wouldn't last forever. You know? And remember when Kim? I don't know if you've seen this scene yet. When Kim walked into the room, you did see the scene yet. Kim walked into the law firm when Francesca was there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and Francesca was like real happy. Did you see that part?
Yes, she was. Yeah.
So yeah, Francesca immediately, all of a sudden, she smiled. Oh, hi Kim, how you doing? Oh yeah, no, I'm just designing this how I want. And then as soon as she talks to Saul, fucking grin goes away.
She turns into the Francesca we're used to from Breaking Bad.
Exactly. And then you'll see later on in the show that there's something else there, but I won't say anything. But it's like the completion of her arc. It's really cool. But you see, that's the thing. You don't have to add depth to these characters. You don't. But you do because you feel like this is not a character. This is a person. And it's so fucking wonderfully done. It's amazing. You know?
Yeah. I was going to say, I think part of the reason why the performances are so good and why the characters are so well written is because I think Vince Gilligan and like the Breaking Bad team, they kind of do what Rockstar does with their games, where they kind of craft the character around the actor.
That would work.
Like the actor has input on what they think the character would do, and it just makes the performance that much better because you know the actor is invested in what's going to happen next to my character, and you know that kind of thing. It's not just a job for them. It's more of just they're invested in the story as well. So every fucking scene they're in, they're like, okay, well, you know, my character would do this, you know, so they get into it.
Well, and because these. Continue. I'm sorry.
I was just gonna say, and you know, that's part of why like Red Dead 2 is such a good fucking game because GTA 5 they write the characters around the actors.
They do.
And so when their performance comes in, they have so much more investment in the story and everything that their performance just goes from 10 to fucking 15 with how good they are.
Well, exactly. I feel like a great example of that was GTA, right? In Rockstar with Red Dead Redemption, it's because those characters to them are an extension of themselves. All right, maybe not the entirety of themselves, but definitely a part of them, and so they're able to play that part of themselves really well. For example, God of War with Christopher Judge. That is an extension of himself because he's a father of children as well. And como se dice, that kind of guiding, loving father who's made mistakes in the past but is trying to rectify them, that is a part of Christopher Judge. He always he said it before in an interview that the performance of Kratos for him is more of like an apology for my children because while I was acting a lot, I was always away from my family, so I wasn't always present. So my performance as Kratos is not only it's not only his fatherhood kind of coming out, but it's also an apology to his children, which Kratos also feels towards Atreus. You understand? He feels inadequate as a father, because of what he's done in the past. So it's an extension of himself. It's a real world emotion being put into a character, and so that's it. You know what I mean? That's the way you do it. It has to be. It's the best way. You either find the perfect actor for your role, or you find the perfect role for said actor. It is what it is. Yeah. So it's amazing. There's nothing else for me to say. I don't really have a lot wrong with it. Maybe you could say here and there it's a little too slow here and there, like namely with some of Gustavo Fring's scenes. But overall, man, it's amazing.
Yeah. It kind of feels like they feel the need to have Gus in the show.
Yeah.
But they don't have much to do.
Exactly.
For him to do.
There's
just kind of.
There's not much development. Yeah.
Yeah, he's just kind of like in the backdrop to be like, hey, this is connected.
You know what I would have liked for Gus to be? I would have liked Gus to be more kind of reckless throughout the show, right? Like not as calculated. And then as the show went on and he made more mistakes and more people died around him or some shit like that, he started to like really hone in, and like the evil that was in his eyes is no longer there. That hatred, But it's neither here nor there. But even though they weren't able to do that with his character, at the end of the day, they still did so much with all those other characters that I don't mind. If I were to give it a criticism, I would say Gus is probably the weakest part of the show, me personally.
Yeah.
And he's still a great...
really fucking interesting.
Exactly! He's still amazing! I'm just saying he's the weakest part. That's it, like compared to the rest of the show.
How good... That just goes to show the quality of Better Call Saul.
It's amazing.
The worst part of the show is still fucking leagues over many other shows I've seen.
There you go. You see what I mean? You get it. It's just, it is what it is, man. How is literally one of the best fucking antagonists in TV history the fucking least favorite part of your show for everyone? I don't understand. How? You know, it is what it is. It is what it is.
Yeah.
And it shows how the creators of Better Call Saul have really matured since Breaking Bad. You know what I mean? Because you look at Breaking Bad and there's some amateurish mistakes in there, you know, whether from lack of experience or whatnot. And then you see in Better Call Saul, you see all the shots have purpose. And all those problems that Breaking Bad had, which Breaking Bad is still fucking amazing, but it definitely had some flaws, that is not present at all in Better Call Saul whatsoever, you know? So...
Yeah,
just
and in a way it sucks because it feels like Better Call Saul just gets slapped with like just because it's a prequel or a spin-off. It's like it's not as good. Like no, they've really fucking improved from Breaking Bad.
Amazing how much they've improved. It's ridiculous.
Every episode I've seen of Better Call Saul so far, my jaw is on the floor with just how it looks visually. There's some really good fucking shots in every episode. It looks good.
Let me name one.
It looks really good.
Let me name one. You know which one I'm gonna say. The ice cream on the cement. What's up?
Yes.
What's up?
Yes.
It's so fucking good, dude. It's just, and here's the thing: you can make an entire video essay just on that fucking shot. You really could. What does this mean? You know? Man, the whole fucking show is just amazing, and I can't get over how well crafted. It's as if these guys were given unlimited time to make their decisions. It's ridiculous. You wouldn't think that this was made under a TV schedule. You really couldn't, you know? There's no fucking way. It's just so fucking solid. And the fact that didn't win any fucking, what was it? Emmys? Not Emmys. What is it?
Yeah, Emmys.
Emmys, yeah. The fact that Better Call Saul didn't win any Emmys. I'm sorry. Which show is better than Better Call Saul that's coming out now? I'll wait. Please tell me.
Yeah.
What the fuck? Not for any of them. Not for cinematography. Not fucking. Not for acting, performance, anything.
I mean, let's be real.
Let me check.
If they did give Better Call Saul its Emmys that it's due, it would win every fucking category.
But you see, that's the thing, is that's happened before with fucking Breaking Bad and The Sopranos and The Walking Dead. Like Walking Dead has destroyed the makeup award for like 7 years straight. You know? You know?
But I also feel that what impacts its role in the Emmys is the fact that it's viewed as, oh, it's just a prequel or a spin-off to Breaking Bad, when it's really so different and so much more. I would not be surprised if like half the people in charge of making the decision on who would be the winner haven't even seen Better Call Saul, just because it's like, oh, it's not Breaking Bad, you know?
I 100 believe that. There is no way, because if you're a guy who makes the decisions on who to vote for and what to vote for, if you don't at least consider Better Call Saul, like, are you kidding me?
It's insane.
Was it nominated?
Yeah, it's been nominated. Like,
so that means motherfuckers watched it.
It has the most. It holds the record for the most nominations without a single win.
It's ridiculous. I don't understand.
I think it had like 50-something nominations.
There must be something internal in there. There must be something internal. Because there is no way in fucking hell. No way in hell that the shows that are coming out are better than Better Call Saul. I'm just putting it out.
Someone has beef with Bob Odenkirk or
Seriously.
Vince Gilligan.
Seriously. There can't be any other fucking way. And to point this out as well, if it's a political issue, let me just point this out right now. The amount of Hispanic representation in this show is immaculate. All right? They portray the cartel in a realistic way. They portray the immigration that they do with coyotes really well. They portray a lot of fucking good things here. The Dominican side of it, the Mexican side. So there's diversity. It's in there, and it does not go unnoticed. It probably goes unsaid because it doesn't really need to be said. But it's there. It exists. Okay? So it's not a political fucking issue either. The issue is internal. There's no way that the people who watch Better Call Saul really believe that Better Call Saul is worse than all these other shows. No way. No way.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at the categories here now. I can see some of these other things winning. Like The White Lotus apparently is a really good show. So I can see some of these, of course. But you're telling me not a single fucking win at all? There's got to be something internal. There's no way.
Yeah, over the course of its whole
runtime,
from season 1 to season 6, not a single Emmy.
Yeah, because Emmy 2024 just happened, so that means season 6 wasn't even winning anything either. Which is fucking mental. When you watch the entirety of season 6, you tell me that nobody won anything? Fuck off. There's no way.
That's where the conversation started coming up, because the Emmys just happened and Better Call Saul didn't win anything.
Right. We had this conversation.
And rightfully so, people were fucking pissed.
Because it's fucking ridiculous. There are good shows out there, but at the end of the day, Better Call Saul, 6 seasons of consistent, just magnificence, and nothing, not even a single fucking one. That's what really bothers me. If they got something for cinematography or they got something for anything, right? Not for acting performances, anything. They didn't have to get best fucking show, but nothing for 6 fucking seasons? No way. It's not possible.
It is absolutely crazy.
I agree. It must be seen from the Emmys perspectives as, well, we'll nominate it because of the fan outcry, but it'll never win because it is supplemental, quote unquote. Fuck off.
No.
It's its own entity. It's supplemental to Breaking Bad, technically, right? Don't get me wrong, but it is its own entity.
It stands on its own 2 feet.
Very much so.
You can watch Better Call Saul without having watched Breaking Bad.
Mm-hmm.
You won't get the same experience, but you could do it.
You could. A lot of people did that. They watched Better Call Saul first, and then watched Breaking Bad. Me personally, I think Breaking Bad first, Better Call Saul is the best thing. I mean, Giancarlo Esposito said actually you should watch Better Call Saul first, but everyone else says fucking watch Breaking Bad first. So,
I say watch Breaking Bad and then watch the movie El Camino and then watch Better Call Saul.
Yeah, because you want in release a date. That's it.
Dude, so before I talk about the ending shot, because I feel like that ending shot was so powerful, I do want to start talking about other things before we get to that. The main thing for me was Howard's final moments.
Yeah.
Holy shit. Dude, our last conversation, I tried to make it seem like Lalo, that was the only time he ever visited, was like after the whole desert debacle. He never came back. I tried to mislead you because you were right. You were literally the episode behind that one. Literally right there. So I was like, oh shit, can't say anything. Oh man, how did you feel about that?
Lalo coming back was fucking. I just love the way they did it because he just walks in,
just comes in,
and I always say my favorite thing about Lalo is how he just commands the room.
You don't give
a fuck. You really felt that when he walked in, like just the aura of that man, just like bypassed anything that was happening in that moment. Because now it's like, oh shit, Lalo's here. The whole thing is about him now.
Right? Oh, yeah, 100%.
The spotlight from the rest of the scene.
Beforehand, he was on a phone call with his uncle, and he was going to talk to him, but then he heard that the phone was bugged, and it's like, oh, shit, they got him. And so he clicked, he raged out, but then he had an epiphany. Why don't I just send them in as proxy and then capitalize? Yeah. Perfect. So he went over there, fully not expecting Howard Hamlin to be there, just completely. The duality of Jimmy was his clean life as a lawyer and then his fucking dirty life with helping the cartel. And they were almost completely separate until that scene. When that scene came around, it became real for Kim and Saul. And brother, that was the craziest fucking ending to a character who's been alive for 6 seasons. Such a massive part of Jimmy's life. And then fucking Lalo just comes in. As soon as he comes in the room, boom, takes him out. Fucking right there on the spot, quick death, just unceremonious, dirty, you know what I mean? Oh my god, it was great.
Crazy. Howard was one of those that I thought would at least make it to like the present day shit.
Right, I thought he would be at the end, right? And just like, oh yeah, Jimmy, he was never any good, that kind of shit, right? But no, he got fucked right at the end, bro. They dicked him. That's crazy.
Yeah. And the fact that they buried him with Lalo underneath the fucking
don't even. That was
crazy.
That was the greatest shit, man. That's the thing, right? It's like when that area, the lab, I'm trying to speak English, the lab gets burnt to the ground in Breaking Bad, it still makes sense that the bodies under the concrete are never found, because why would they dig below the foundation? It doesn't make sense,
Yeah.
So that's crazy how those two bodies will never be found. Saul is never informed of Lalo's death, hence why he's scared of Lalo in Breaking Bad season 2. You know, it's just, it's amazing. And they don't even know where Howard Hamlin's body is buried. That's the thing. Kim confesses everything to his wife, but she doesn't know where the body is buried, which is fucking surreal because we know where the body is buried. That's fucking crazy, dude. And we'll never know. That's the thing. They'll never know. Saul doesn't know. Nobody knows. It's just, he's there. Buried amongst the most evil psychopath in the world and a decent man, but they're treated the same when they're dead and buried in the same hole. That's crazy. I know. And if,
good shit, though.
If Walter was around, it would have been an acid barrel. You know what I mean? You know?
Yeah.
That's it. I love how morbidly dark the dark humor is. Like, it's so dark. It's just, it's perfect, man. Film connoisseurs like you and me, we can't help but appreciate that shit. It's amazing. I love it.
Yeah.
How did you feel about Lalo's demise?
I thought it was handled pretty well. I didn't think
love
it would
that
be
they
Gus
set it up. I love that they set it up.
Yeah, they do set it up.
Mm-hmm.
It's honestly just a really good moment.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that Gus is the one that pulls the trigger, something you never really see him do.
Yeah. I mean,
like
you always see him personally kill guys, but it's kind of like with his homies behind him. You know what I mean? Like with the bag on the guy's head, cutting Victor's neck in Breaking Bad. You know, you see that, but like he's kind of secure. Like he has an element of surprise. Here, his back is against the wall. All his boys is dead, and he's like, "Nah, bitch, it ain't over." Kicks the power cord, comes at him. That's some crazy shit. And he got shot a second time. He got shot a second time. Lalo did get a shot off, but he didn't kill him.
He did. Yep.
That's crazy, dude. Lalo.
I thought that scene was handled really well.
Yeah,
the shot of Lalo laughing, just fucking with blood coming out of his mouth.
Fucking Arkham City vibes, no?
yeah. That's a Joker ass fucking death.
Tell me about it. Yeah, well, you know that makes sense because when you're dying, you think of like a random, probably the most either. The scariest moment of your life, fear, or that's probably what it was. It was fear, and his reaction to fear was laughter rather than actual terror. You know, being scared. Yeah. So that's probably what it was. He probably saw the devil in the face, and he's like, "I'm home." Yeah, that's it. That kind of shit. It's crazy,
crazy
man.
shit.
But you see, that's what's awesome about that is it can be interpreted in so many different ways. You know, did he see hell? Did he see he see Gus Fring and laugh? You know, what did he see is different. That's what it's crazy, man. And so now, I don't mind her getting away with it all. Leaving and Saul taking the rap because at the end of the day, Kim's a darling. Kim's a sweetheart. You know what I mean? I don't want, I don't want her getting in trouble for all that shit.
She must be protected.
Exactly. That's it. Bro, when I saw how down she was, like when she turned around and gave Jimmy the fucking finger guns, I'm like, oh, she's the best. Fuck Skyler. For real. For real.
Dude, she blows Skyler out. I fucking hate Skyler.
Bro, they're compared to Kim. Fuck out of here. It's not even a competition. And that's not a knock at her actress. She played her character to a T. Obviously.
She did exactly what she was supposed to do. She's supposed to be fucking, like, unlikable from Walt's perspective.
Yeah, exactly.
From Walt's perspective, she's supposed to be the most ungrateful, unlikable bitch of all time. And she played that part to perfection.
Yeah, man. But that's the thing, right? It's from Walt's perspective. From a normal human perspective, like yours and mine's, she's just trying to not have Walt become a fucking drug dealer. How horrible would that be, right? But from Walt's perspective, it's like, bro, fuck off. You're bitch, don't kill my vibe type shit. You know what I mean? That's it. So with Kim Wexler, when she's actually enabling and convincing Saul to do bad shit, we're on it, bro. We're on that train. We're going 90 miles an hour down a fucking school zone. Fuck it. That's it. One thing I will say is Saul, Bob Odenkirk, does not look 47. He does not look 47, because that's how old he's supposed to be when he's Gene Takovic.
Oh, yeah, no.
He looks 80,
way older.
bro.
He looks really old.
He looks old, bro. Like, I'm glad that they didn't let that stop them. It's like, the actor's too old now. Fuck off. No, we don't care about that shit. Let him play.
I mean, look at Jesse Pinkman.
Exactly.
Like, you can tell he's visibly older, but they're like, fuck it, it's the same Jesse Pinkman.
The most hello fellow kids energy I've ever seen from that man, but I still enjoyed it, you know? Jesus Christ. Fucking Gustavo Fring, he looks way older now. Mike Ehrmantraut, don't get me started, brother. When he was in that fucking Summer Sun, my man looked like he was on his deathbed. You know what I'm saying? Jesus Christ.
Yeah. But I'll take that any day over like let's de-age the like no, you don't gotta do all that work.
That's fine.
Let the actors do what they do best.
It's that's not necessary. You know what I mean? It's just not. Mm-hmm. Now, when you're trying to tell a tale of like from a person from different ages, just like how they did a big flashback with Jimmy and he was de-aged, like that makes sense because they're trying to pay like a 20-something-year-old. Yeah, they sure go ahead. Yeah. But like with the Irishman, how they de-age their actors there, that makes sense because they're trying to show the young versions of the characters all the way up to the older version of the characters, like even older than they look now. You know, so I understand de-aging technology for that kind of shit, and a lot of the times you don't even notice it. You know, but do not let de-aging technology be the wall between making a show and not making the show. If you can't afford it, don't fucking do it. You know what I mean? Because I'm 100% sure Better Call Saul required de-aging software for the entire show. It would have never been made. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. That's it. Because that's ridiculous.
And I mean, like, realistically, Better Call Saul and like all the Breaking Bad shit takes place within a span of like 8 years or so. Mm-hmm. So it's like, the actors, they do look visibly older, but there's not like a crazy difference from
it's not necessary,
Breaking Bad.
Dude.
Like they still look like the characters. So it's whatever. I'm glad they just like, fuck it, just bring everyone back.
I'm really happy that they did that, dude. They didn't recast nobody. I think they recasted one really small character. I just don't remember who, when, where. But I don't know. Overall, just an amazing fucking show. It kept all the original cast. Just it's it's as if they were made back to back. Yeah, I love it. But brother, I think the best fucking scene in the entire show, and this is hard for me, but I gotta say the best scene was when he went into that room full of prosecutors that wanted his fucking throat, and he's like, all right, fucking cracks his knuckles, argues it down to 7 years. Are you kidding? Bruh, he looked straight at Marie Schrader and said, oh, so can you prove any of that, bitch? That's all it was. Jesus Christ. We got a cold hard killer on our hands, man.
No, it's like over the course of the whole show, he was slowly upping his skill tree, and by that moment, he was max level.
Brother was level 100 on everything. Like, Jesus Christ.
Each 100.
That's what I'm saying. My man had charisma 10 off jump. You know what I mean? Goddamn.
Dude, like that scene was so fucking good, bro.
My man read 12 magazines before entering that building. That's crazy.
And I love the switch up when he's telling like his perspective on like how he met Walter and everything, and then it's like, you really think like a jury would believe that? And then he just kind of like, he immediately gets stone-faced, and it's just like,
Wouldn't
it depends on the jury, like that, like that kind of shit. It's like, bro, what the fuck? Same shit he did about Chuck.
That is the craziest, most fucking satisfying thing I've ever seen. Like a power. You know how like shows love to give their characters little power trips, like with Mike beating someone's ass, or they like to give their characters a little power trip here and there to make them, make themselves seem larger than life. That is the best fucking power trip I've ever seen a character take. I don't care. It wasn't cheesy. It was well deserved. And Saul was pretty much fucking, all of his power was taken from him in the last 4 episodes. It really was. Like, he was a shell of himself. But when he got in that fucking courtroom, chingado! No, when he got in that fucking, that prosecutor room, whatever the fuck it was perfect. He was in his element. That's it.
It was God. And then the whole thing of just like the actual like trial of like he's under oath and he's just, Walter White couldn't have done it
without me. And the way he hit the table too.
Yo!
I love how his defense lawyer was trying to get out of it. It's like, I request to leave. Can I leave this trial? Not on your life.
Yeah, it's like, dude, you're in it now. That's it.
Fuck, because it's gonna look horrible on his record. It's like, why are you dragging me down with you, dude? I don't get it. It was awesome, dude.
It's like a last middle finger to that guy.
That's it, yeah, fuck him. That guy was such an asshole throughout the entire fucking show. It's like, bro, you have no social self-awareness. You deserve this. That's it. Jeez.
The fact that he got Kim all the way there too, just to listen to that shit. He's like, I didn't actually have anything on Kim. I just wanted her here for this.
And the way he set it up with the police officer on the fucking on the plane too, is like, hey, I got this thing with Howard Hamlin, so it's crazy. I love it, man. Oh man, but that ending. So we're finally gonna get to the last two things I want to talk about. Is Kim Wexler sharing a cigarette with Saul at the end, basically just like as a final farewell. Yeah, and it's like, I appreciate you, taking all the blame, I'm happy, She basically got away with it, but the thing is that she also admitted it. She admitted everything. So she unpacked all of her guilt. And when she was crying in that bus, you really felt that, like, okay, she's been holding it in forever. It's finally come out. Thank God, It's great, man.
But you want to know what, like, my favorite scene from the finale was?
What?
And it's a weird one to pick as a favorite, but I don't know. I just fucking love how they did it. The prisoners chanting "Better Call Saul."
Oh yeah! Oh yeah!
It's such a good moment.
He's a legend.
It's like, you're Saul, right? It's McGill. What? McGill. It's like, no, this is Saul Goodman. And then it just starts spreading everywhere, and everyone is just like, hell yeah, that's Saul Goodman. And even when he's in the prison, and it's just like, oh, like, your lawyer wants to see you.
He's right
at home.
I
got you, Saul.
I got you, Saul. Right. He's right at home. This is where he belongs, amongst the criminals and the dealers and all that shit. This is where he belongs.
Yeah, I don't know, but like, that made me feel good in a weird way. It's like all the recognition shit he got.
When he was working at Cinnabon, when he was Jimmy McGill, he was playing a character. When he was Gene Takovic, he was playing a character. But when he was Saul Goodman, he was himself. And when he was in prison, it was a return to Saul Goodman. So in the end of the day, he could drop the facade, he could drop the mask, and he's just where he should be. It's him. He no longer has to act like someone else, That's why the fucking black and white seems so depressing. It's because he's playing a character. And once again, his life is basically empty. Because what is he going to do now? Fucking work Cinnabon the rest of his life? Yeah, I mean.
Yeah, exactly.
That's it. But man, just... Let me talk about that last fucking shot. The last fucking part, the last thing for season 6 was... Kim Wexler walking out of the prison, fucking Saul Goodman looking at Kim, it's like, nods his head, and then does the fucking finger guns. No shit, I motioned the finger guns right before he did. It's like, he's gonna do it. He's gonna do it. Boom, boom, yeah! I knew he was gonna do it. And then, como se dice, Kim looks back, does a little smirk, and then keeps walking, and the camera pulls away from Saul. Like, it doesn't pull away, it, like, swipes towards the wall, so he kind of gets washed away to the left. And, brother, my heart skipped a beat. I'm like, wait, no, there's more! Wait! Don't go, Oh, man. That was fucking heartbreaking to watch. It's like, oh, that's it. That's it. There's nothing more. Oh God, there's nothing.
The final shot of the Breaking Bad universe. Fucking Saul getting washed away by a wall.
Yeah, and that's my thing. They cut it. They just cut. Oh, that's it.
Yeah.
Done. And it's like, oh fuck, my heart. Don't do this to me. No.
Yeah.
It was painful because Kim will never return. Like, that's it. Never see him again. You know what I mean? That's crazy shit, dude.
Yeah.
Do you see, now I want to watch Breaking Bad, but I can't let Breaking Bad consume me right now. That's the thing. Because if I watch Breaking Bad, I'm going to be consumed for like 2 weeks, and I'm not going to get any work done.
Yeah, exactly.
That's it. But I love Breaking Bad. I love the Better Call Saul show. Just amazing from front to back. And the fact that it didn't win any fucking awards is a goddamn crime against humanity. That's it.